Brookland News Live starts right now with breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome into Brookland News Live. We're starting once again with breaking news. A lot to get to. We want to take you to this feed that we are getting in right now. This is coming in from Fox in New York. Right now there is an ongoing update to an alleged terror plot. We're going to tell you more about what authorities are saying about this coming up in just a few moments. But we do want to take you to it right now. Again, this is just coming into us within the last few moment, so please stand by with us, and that's why it did take us so long to come on the air. We were working to get this put up for you guys. Again, this is breaking news just coming into us, an update to a terror plot out of New York. Let's take you live there right now and listen in.
Sharing that gratitude. Before I turn it over to Special Agent in Charge FBI Craig Tremoroli, who will discuss the investigation in further detail, I want the American people to know this. Today's announcement will have a chilling effect on anyone in this country who is being radicalized or considering acts of violence, and on our enemies whose governments support death to America. We are vigilant, we are prepared, and just as we stop this defendant, we will continue to disrupt plots and protect the American people. My office looks forward to aggressively prosecuting this case and delivering justice for the American people. This time, I'd like to turn it over to Special Agent in Charge, FBI, Craig Tremoroli.
Thank you to our First Assistant United States Attorney, John Sarcone, and thank you all for being here today for this very significant announcement. I want to sincerely thank our partners from Secret Service, Albany Police Department, New York State Police, the Albany County Sheriff's Office, and HSI. As the First Assistant United States Attorney said, Jessica Bowie was arrested by FBI Albany's Joint Terrorism Task Force, has been charged by the Northern District of New York with attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization. In this instance, that foreign terrorist organization is ISIS, perhaps one of the most vicious organizations that is hell-bent on murdering Americans, destroying our democracy, and disrupting our very own way of life. As alleged in the complaint, Ms. Bowie swore her allegiance to ISIS through multiple audio recordings in both English and Arabic. She clearly stated her desire to carry out an attack at the New York State Capitol. In her own words, as alleged.
Alrighty, I hate to interrupt into that, but we're going to kind of switch feeds here for just a moment. Excuse me, because I believe we have a feed with better audio quality and a better feed. And what we're going to do here, because I understand that we started in a moment that was kind of in the middle of all of this press conference. We're going to rewind it to the beginning of this press conference and take you back live into the room as it's happening. So we do want to kind of give you an update on what is going on here. So today there was an arrest made. One moment. There was an arrest made by a woman who swore, as you heard there by officials there, not only in Arabic, but in English, in a plot against the New York State Capitol in Albany, New York. So the FBI already getting involved in all of this. I'm rewinding the feed right now so we can go to the beginning of this press conference and begin listening in once again here live on Brookland News Live. So I just wanted to update you guys, and I want to read directly from the notes that I have just to bring you guys an updated piece of knowledge on all of this. Again, the FBI saying it has stopped what they believe was an ISIS-inspired plot. Listen here, to bomb the New York State Capitol. This person's goal, this woman's goal, was to kill lawmakers inside. Now, 35, again, it was 35-year-old Jessica Bowie who was arrested of Albany. This all happening earlier today, with all in the last this morning, really, is when this all was happening, charging her specifically with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist, and then also This is again according to the criminal complaint. Bowie, who converted to Islam 5 years ago, pledged allegiance to ISIS and spent about a month communicating with someone she believed was an ISIS facilitator. So it was actually an undercover FBI source. So there you go. There is the knowledge that led to the FBI figuring out who this person was. Again, a press conference held just moments ago. We're going to restart it from the beginning so you guys can listen into the entirety of all of it. We just kind of had to. We were preparing to show you guys what was going on, and then a bunch of all this breaking news came into us at once, so we jumped on really quick here. So what we're going to do, take you back to the beginning of that press conference and continue listening in.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for coming today and on this serious matter. I'm John Sarcone, First Assistant U.S. Attorney for this Northern District of New York, and I am honored to be joined by Special Agent in charge of the Albany Field Office, Craig Tremoroli, on my left, Charles Paris, Special Agent in charge of the United States Secret Service, with us from Buffalo Field Office, Mike Nichols, Resident Agent in Charge, U.S. Secret Service, Mike, Christopher Carrara, Acting Assistant Special Agent in Charge of HSI Buffalo, Chris, Major Robert McConnell Jr., New York State Police, Major Matthew J. Skarkas, New York State Police, Matt, Sheriff Craig Apple, and great Chief of Police of Albany, Brendan Cox. Thank you for joining us. Today marks I would say, a milestone here in this district. It's been some time since anything like this has happened, but we wanted to announce the arrest of Jessica Bowie, age 35, of Albany, New York. She's charged with one count of 18 U.S.C. 2339B, attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, namely the Islamic Republic of Iraq, commonly known as ISIS. On Wednesday, August 19, 2026, Bowie was apprehended by law enforcement for her actions attempting to provide material support to designated foreign terrorist organizations. Bowie had plotted to use an explosive device to attack the New York State Capitol and the New York State Senators. The American people embody an enduring spirit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, values fundamentally opposed by foreign terrorists, organizations such as this one and this defendant is accused of supporting. As alleged, this defendant was radicalized online and spread messages of hate and violence against the American people. Under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump and Attorney General Todd Blanche, the Department of Justice, along with our law enforcement partners here today, will continue to use every resource at our disposal to identify, investigate, and stop anyone who seeks to engage in terrorist acts. The charge against Bowie carries a statutory maximum prison term of 20 years, a fine of up to $250,000, and a lifetime term of supervised release. The charge in the complaint is merely an accusation. The defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. The allegations in this complaint are deeply disturbing. That someone would harbor such hatred toward our way of life and seek to target the New York State Capitol and New York State senators, that's an attack on democracy itself, and one we will not tolerate. I'm incredibly proud to work with the men and women of the FBI and our law enforcement partners who identified, investigated, and ultimately stopped this defendant before she could act on her plot to bring terror to the Capital Region and the United States. I am grateful for their dedication, and the people of the Capital Region and across the nation share in that gratitude. Before I turn it over to Special Agent in Charge FBI Craig Tremoroli, who will discuss the investigation in further detail, I want the American people to know this. Today's announcement will have a chilling effect on anyone in this country who is being radicalized or considering acts of violence, and on our enemies whose governments support death to America. We are vigilant, we are prepared, and just as we stop this defendant, we will continue to disrupt plots and protect the American people. My office looks forward to aggressively prosecuting this case and delivering justice for the American people. This time, I'd like to turn it over to Special Agent in Charge, FBI, Craig Tremoroli. Craig?
Thank you to our First Assistant United States Attorney, John Sarcone, and thank you all for being here today for this very significant announcement. I want to sincerely thank our partners from Secret Service, Albany Police Department, New York State Police, the Albany County Sheriff's Office, and HSI. As the First Assistant United States Attorney said, Jessica Bowie was arrested by FBI Albany's Joint Terrorism Task Force, has been charged by the Northern District of New York with attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization. In this instance, that foreign terrorist organization is ISIS, perhaps one of the most vicious organizations that is hell-bent on murdering Americans, destroying our democracy, and disrupting our very own way of life. As alleged in the complaint, Ms. Bowie swore her allegiance to ISIS through multiple audio recordings in both English and Arabic. She clearly stated her desire to carry out an attack at the New York State Capitol. In her own words, as alleged in the criminal complaint, she said, quote, "I want to destroy as much of the building as possible and kill the senators while they are meeting. I want them to lose a lot of important documents as well." She continued, as referenced in the complaint, quote, "I don't want to take this kind of risk and have it kill, 2 or 3 people. What good is that?" The complaint alleges that she arranged to have an explosive device made out to carry this attack, even purchasing several of the required materials herself. She conducted surveillance at the Capitol at least 5 times, taking dozens of photos.
Alrighty, you hear the
requested
scary
time.
details there. The FBI, get officials there with the Department of Justice providing an update on what is now a thwarted terror plot at Albany, New York, where, of course, the capital of New York is. Again, investigators there saying that Bowie, the suspect in all of this, surveilled the Capitol building on roughly 5 separate occasions. Not only was she photographing the building, but she was also sending the images to the undercover source. That source, an FBI source, trying to get that information. Now, she allegedly also, as you just heard there mentioned, purchasing the materials needed for an explosive device, and even discussed distinguishing the bomb inside of a DoorDash bag and hoped to carry out the attack while state senators were meeting inside. Now, she was arrested Tuesday after leaving a meeting with the undercover source carrying an inert gun and device. Agents had also found knives and a handwritten pledge of allegiance to ISIS on her. So again, she told investigators she wanted to escape Syria after the bombing. So there you go, the quite literally insane details there from this thwarted attack. And I'll tell you, this is one of the cases that I think the most information has been released after one of these. Usually they figure it out, they thwart it, it's over, and then we don't get details like this. But we're getting big details about this suspect in this case. So we are going to continue to follow it and bring you guys updates as we get them. Again, that's live in Albany, moments ago, I should say, in Albany, New York, where they are providing an update there. We are going to sneak in our first quick break of the hour. I know, and again, I just want to apologize. I know that it felt as if probably we kind of just jumped on the air to bring you guys the news. We wanted to bring it to you. We were getting ready still for the show by 2 p.m., and I hate that sometimes that just happens when we run out of time to prepare. But we wanted to get on the air before this press conference came to an end. So if you are just joining us, I'm Jackson Mitchell. We jumped on quickly there for some breaking news after that FBI thwarted the attack And it's going to be with you guys. When we come back, we're going to have some, it's not breaking news, but some news from this morning on at the White House's new helicopter pad. The president speaking there, taking the press through a tour not only of the helipad, but of the new ballroom construction that's still ongoing. That happening earlier this morning. We want to bring you that coming up here in just a few moments. But first, we're just taking a very quick commercial break. Stick with us. You are watching Brooklyn News Live. We'll be right back, you guys. Welcome back into Brooklyn News Live. I'm Jackson Mitchell, still with you here. 2:21 is the time now, and we are standing by over at the White House because we believe here in just a matter of minutes, in about 9 minutes to be specific, at about 2:30 Central, we expect a Fostering the Future event to begin with not only President Trump, but also First Lady Melania Trump. When that begins, we've got a live feed pulled up for you guys, and we will take you there when it begins. And I'm actually getting a live look right now. The camera there turned on, and we are standing by for it to begin. You hear the music there in the distance. Again, when it begins, we plan to take you there live, so stick with us for that. In the meantime, that we do want to take you back out live to the White House, where earlier this morning, the president giving a tour not only to the press, but in front of the cameras, of course, not only of the new ballroom construction that's ongoing, but also a new helipad that has been built at the White House. We want to take you to those moments there from earlier today at the White House and allow you all to listen in. Take a listen.
Ridiculous the way this place was taken care of. Nobody, including other presidents, they didn't see it. But I see it because I was very good at real estate, like maybe the best in a lot of ways. And I love construction. I love seeing things properly taken care of. As you know, we've redone the colonnade, going to the Oval Office. We put the black granite down, and now we're out here. So for 50 years, more than that, they've wanted to have a heliport, but nobody knew how to go about it. And we are building a great heliport. It's donated by Sikorsky, by the helicopter company, because we have helicopters that can't even land here. They have brand new helicopters that were bought a long time ago, manufactured and recently arrived. And they couldn't land on the grass because the power is so great of the engines that the grass would get ripped up. They tried it, and the grass was literally scattered all over the place. And I don't mean it was burned a little bit on top. I mean it was dirt, and the grass was all over the place. So they've been trying to build a heliport, meaning a pad, for more than 50 years. And we had it designed. Again, it was paid for by the company that manufactures the helicopters. We didn't pay any money for it. This is different. This is the road for the White House, and that was done through donations, including donations from me. And you can see the kind of granite this is. This granite has a million-year life. It's a very strong stone. It will never break. It will never leak. It will never do anything. This is the highest quality stone you can get, and especially for something like this, it's rated a million-year plus. That means it has a million-year life. Can you imagine that? It's 35,000 pounds per square inch. If you look at hard concrete is 5,000 pounds. This is 35,000. So nature is stronger than what the human can produce. It's really pretty amazing. It comes from California, from a quarry in California, and it's a very special stone. This is also used. This carries on out into the helipad. The pad is out there now. It's very close to being finished. The hard work is done. The beautiful work is finished. They're putting the granite top on. And the granite top says, "The seal of the United States of America." That's the exact term. If you look at the seals of the presidents, the seal of the President of the United States of America, meaning the president is in the White House. This is for many presidents. This is for many presidents. They will have it for a long time. The other thing we could do, if you notice, we took it up and redid one aspect because we had a lot of slope on it, and I felt it was too much slope. It's a slope for the rain, but I felt it was too much slope. So rather than doing it and not really having it the way it should be, because that will be used for other things, greeting visitors and lots of other things when helicopters aren't landing. It's now dead flat. We actually put a 1/2 of 1 degree slope so the rain gets off, but I didn't want to have the slope that they had. They had a slope that would have been like for a waterfall, not for rain. And so we, before we put the letters down, we lifted it and made it dead flat. Sort of reminded me of the Woolman Rink in Central Park. So it starts here, and this goes into the entrance of the White House, and this is pure white granite, very high quality, and the highest quality. And again, when you hear that 35,000 pounds per square inch, that's a really powerful stone. That stone that if you took a hammer and you started hammering right now, all day long, you would not see where you hammered. I don't care how strong you are. You wouldn't see a mark on it, literally. That's the kind of power it is. So it's the kind of thing that should have been done. It's also 4 inches thick. Normally you'd get 1 inch or 1.5 inches. It's 4 inches thick. It makes it much more powerful because it's the White House. And this comes through contributions, donations from numerous people, including me. And now we're going to walk over and we're going to see, this goes equidistant on the other side. And right over there, if you notice, is where the ballroom and military complex will be. And the military complex is going to have a drone-proof roof. And you're going to have, on top of the roof, you're going to have drones, many drones, which will protect Washington, D.C., and will protect the White House. Very important. So let's take a look at the helipad, and we'll walk together if you'd like. The cutouts here are meant for stanchions, stainless steel. So they take that piece up, and they put a stanchion right here. There's a lot of people, they have events, and over the years, they've just put stanchions here. They never had any place to put it. And so what you do is you take that in and you put a stainless steel pole and you have a stanchion. You have a rope line or whatever you might call it. And we picked the exact location where they've had it, but they were never able to do much with it because they weren't able to secure it. We put the stainless steel pieces in, they take it off, they put in a stainless steel rod, and they put the rope. I think before we go in, you might take a look at the facade of the White House. The facade was in very bad shape. It had never been touched before other than some paint slopped on it. And we took it down to the basic. We took it down to the base. And again, we're talking about 1792. Much of this is up from 1792. There haven't been that many additions. And we If you take a look at the stone, look how perfect the stone is. If you would have looked at it, if you noticed, some people notice, I noticed it every time I walked in. I noticed it 15 years ago when I came to the White House. I said, boy, the face of the building is in very, very bad shape. Big chips out of it, broken stone. It was in very bad shape, and you can see it now. That's just a temporary cover for shade for the workers because it's so hot. But the canopy will go back on. So you look at the stone, look at the columns, how perfect they are. They were so bad that when you looked up, you'd say, boy, those things are in bad shape. They had literally chunks of stone out of them missing. And now they're really in flawless condition. So it's very good. Very proud to do it. Enjoy it, and very proud to do it. Again, you have the facade, and this goes down here. The facade of the building connects in here, and the helipad, I think you'll be very excited to see. It's really something very, very special. Come on over here. This is a path leading with the same exact granite, very strong granite. You'll never see a crack in this granite. I will go on the line. So in 10 years, if you see a crack, you'll say, well, Trump just said you'll never see a crack. You'll never see a crack on this granite. This is very, I guess nothing's indestructible, but it's pretty close. It's really high quality. Again, this was all black asphalt that was in terrible shape. And asphalt only lasts for a season. It doesn't last very long, especially when it gets this kind of use. And so it would have literally potholes and cracks all over it. Not appropriate for the White House.
Wait for the Wrangler. Wait for the Wrangler. Back up. Guys. Okay.
Come on over here. So, this is all brand new.
Alrighty, as you continue to listen to the president talking there, I don't mean to interrupt him, but I do just want to note, we're going to go back to the video here in just a second. We are still waiting for an event to come from President Trump live. And then we're also going to see First Lady Melania Trump, a Fostering the Future announcement set to come there live from the White House here in just a few moments. So you see there on the bottom right-hand part of your screen, we are monitoring that and we'll bring you it as soon as it begins. Just wanted to note that that's what we are monitoring. In the meantime, right now, we're watching a feed from this morning as the president gave an update to the construction of the ballroom and then the helipad that was being built at the White House. Let's continue listening in.
This grass will look so beautiful. If you remember, it had big sunken areas in here, and it was pretty bad. It was in bad shape. But this grass was the highest quality. It was given free of charge by Scott's Miracle Grow, Scott's. And Scott's is a great company. They actually contributed to my campaign. I must be honest, you'll figure that one out. And they said to me, sir, we'd like to replace the grass at the White House with the highest quality grass and do a real job. So Scott's, I want to thank Scott's Miracle Grow. It's I think the biggest grass company in the world, somebody said, but it's very big and very good, and the owners are fantastic people, and I want to thank them. So this side, they just started putting it down, if you can see. This will be happening over here too. As you remember, I donated the flagpoles, one on each side, because the White House didn't really have an appropriate American flag. It had a small one on top. We left that, but it didn't have an appropriate American flag. And this is a great pole. This is the top of the line. It's tapered. This isn't a straight up and down job, which looks terrible, frankly. That's a tapered pole. Great. I'm very good at flagpoles. So we have the flagpole, we have the grass, we have the entrance. And again, this is mostly going to be for helicopters, a lot of use. You know, when they landed a helicopter, every time they landed it, people would have to go outside with steel pads, put them down. They were just the size of one of these slabs, and put them down, and hope the helicopter was able to land them. The good thing about Marine One is the helicopter division of the White House, essentially. The good thing is the pilots are the best pilots in the world. We have the best plane pilots, so we have the best helicopter in the world. They take them from the various services, the Army, they take them from the Air Force, the Marines, the best pilots. So they never had a problem landing them, but it was not a good situation. And with the bigger helicopters, the more powerful helicopters, literally this grass would be ripped out by its roof and by its roots. And in one landing, the entire grass was gone. So what they did is when a president would be flown to the White House, they used different helicopters. I said, that's a pretty expensive way of doing it. So now with the helipad, we won't have any problem with the grass. Yeah, please.
You're talking about all the construction out here and certainly
Right.
the ballroom project. What is your plan if the Supreme Court rules against that?
Well, we hope that doesn't happen. I can't imagine it happening. The lawsuit the person had no standing. It was a person who said she walked along and she didn't like the view, even though nothing was built. A person that didn't like it and never even saw a rendering of it. We've gotten tremendous architectural reviews. It's beautiful. The woman has absolutely no standing, according to according to every analyst that I've seen, legal analyst. And it's a lawsuit that should have never been even allowed to be brought. But hopefully we'll do very well with it. We had a great ruling from a very highly respected judge, as you know, and hopefully the Supreme Court will agree with that ruling.
When do you expect the helipad to be open?
This will be open within. It could be. It would be good if it was. I took an extra week to lift it. Again, what it was is it sloped, quite substantially this way, because what we'll have here is people will get out. They'll have, when it's good weather, in addition to helicopters, you'll see the surface is incredible. All of these letters are hand carved and put into the black stone, which is also about 35,000 pounds per square inch. You'll see the quality of the work. You have to look when you get up there. Look at the quality of the letters and the quality of the cut. How it's 1/10 of an inch around the entire. It's really, these are done. These people are brilliant artists, really.
Still do a state arrival ceremony?
Oh yeah, now you can do a much better state. This will be much better for state arrival. And in fact, instead of being on grass now, they'll be using that almost like a table. They can have events on it. They can have people go there for cocktails and then walk to the ballroom after that's finished. We can have really incredible, this is unbelievable for state. Without even having to go into the White House, they get out of the car on the beautiful new roadway. They get out of the car and they walk down this path onto that, and they can have cocktails and everything outside of the White House, and then they go into the ballroom. Even the military, they can use it like that, and we have the ballroom is so much a military component with the drones and the bomb shelters and everything else that we have in there. So it's really, that started off as a ballroom, and before we started work, the military came to see me and they say, "Sir, we have an opportunity to do something incredible here, and we've been trying to do it for 100 years, but we've never had an opportunity like that." So I had to make that decision. And I said, "Look, go ahead, design what you want." And that goes down 5 stories. It goes down almost 65 feet.
What's in those 5 stories?
Well, I'm not allowed to discuss that, but a lot of very detailed stuff. That's why bringing the lawsuit was very unfortunate, because most people didn't know that. Now they do know that. They shouldn't have known that. And I told that to the it's called the National Trust for Historic Preservation of the United States. It's not associated with the United States. The United States doesn't even donate to it because they don't agree with it, because they made fools out of themselves over the years. But I said to them, if you do this, you'll file it in court and people will see what we're doing, and the enemy shouldn't be allowed to see it. They didn't care about that because they don't care about the country. Okay, come on over here. Nice job, fellas. Does anybody know the word media? This is serious media. And you guys are doing a great job. Sorry to take an extra week and a half, but lifting it up was one of the best things we've ever done, right? Lifting it up, right? Thank you, Jared. I knew you didn't like that, but and it still drains. I watched it. There's enough drain. But the lifting it up was a big element. Because we're going to use this for a lot of different things. So this is a helipad at the highest level. It can land any helicopter in the world, no matter how big, no matter how powerful, no matter how strong. It would. I was explaining for the construction people. I was explaining how when the new big Sikorskys landed, the grass was completely wiped out. Yeah, come on over here, fellas. The grass was, hey, fellas, come on over here. Come on. And I just want to say they've done a fantastic job. So if you take a look from the media standpoint, you look at the lettering and you look at the joints, they're like flawless. The exact, it's like 1/10 of an inch, and it's the exact same size. Right? These are real artists. Where's Brett? Here. I don't want to give him too much credit, and I don't want a lot of people using him, so I'm not going to even mention his name. I'll just say his name is Brett. Because I don't want other people, because we got a lot of work to do, and I want you to stay here. I'm not looking for you to go to other jobs, okay? But the job he's done, he's an artist, Brett Rugo. He's an artist, and when you see in the middle, they're doing the eagle of the United States of America. That's what's in the process, and I guess that's what I'm signing right here. That's the head. So they're doing, this is the head of the eagle, and that'll be flipped over, and it'll be amazing.
So we have a rendering of what you're signing.
Oh, good.
Right there.
Well, there it is.
I was just set yesterday.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Wow. This is going to look incredible from the air and from every place. And again, this is going to be used for a lot of different celebrations, a lot of different big meetings where, as an example, President Xi is coming in a little while, a couple of weeks. And we didn't plan to have this done, but it's gone so well. I delayed them a week with the lift, but that's okay. That was a good delay. That was a very good delay. But President Xi is coming. Other heads of state will come, and we can do this all outside. Nice weather like today. And this was not a scheduled press conference, but I thought it's so good what we're doing. People should see, because the White House was in terrible condition. Some of these men worked on the facade of the White House, along with the Department of Interior. Doug Burgum has been fantastic. But they worked on the facade of the White House. And if you look at it now, if you would have looked at it 6-7 months ago, you would have been embarrassed. If you looked at it like I do, I look at it, everything, I'm a real estate, I'm a real good developer. And frankly, it used to make me sick to look at how horrible the condition was, where the stone was broken, the columns had big chips in them, a foot long, and it was terrible. And now it's perfect. It's perfection, and I think you can see that pretty much right, even from this distance. You can see it. We made life much more comfortable for the people upstairs too. Equipment is all modern and the top of the line. You know who I'm talking about. So it's great. But this was very exciting. And interestingly, I received zero criticism. It was shocking, because I'm used to criticism. But then after we open, I always get praise. A lot of times I get criticism, and then when they see the final product, they say, that was great. This will be the greatest military complex / ballroom anywhere in the world. There won't be anything like it. When I was in China, they have the great room. They have a room that's phenomenal. And I'm not going to get into arguments with anybody, but this beats everything. There's nothing like this anywhere in the world. And they've wanted the ballroom aspect of it for 150 years. They've wanted the military aspect. I would say it started about 75 years ago. And you can't go under this building because it's fragile, but you can go under new construction. That's when the generals came to see me, and the military's been incredible. And we hated to have to reveal some of the things that we reveal. But I said to this fake National Trust, it's a fake deal. But I said to them, if you sue, they're going to learn things about that building that frankly they should know. But they sued anyway because they don't give a damn about the country. And that's going to be one of the greatest structures. They were saying there's more rebar in that building than in the stadium that I think you guys are already building. Is that right?
There's an extreme amount of rebar investment, more than we would need a lot of things.
Well, it's for strength.
Exactly.
It's never too much.
Yes, sir.
It can take about anything in terms of the power and the strength. I was explaining about the stone outside, 25 to 35,000 pounds per square inch, and there's no concrete you could, no matter what. Concrete, you get a really powerful concrete, it's just a tiny fraction of that in terms of strength. So this is the real deal. They finally have the heliport. I guess it started about 50 years ago. They've been trying to get a heliport built, and I said, we got to do it. That's what I do good. That's what you guys do well. Jared is the head of Clark, and he's done a fantastic job. Thank you for both projects. We appreciate it. You people are fantastic. So we're ahead of schedule on this, we're ahead of schedule on that, and we're ahead of schedule on just fixing the building. The building is, it's unbelievable what's taken place in a short period of time. This building was falling apart. It's falling apart. Like buying a building in New York City that's in bad shape and putting it back together. That's what I used to do. I did it better than anybody, I think. But that's what I did. You see the palm court, that was done by Jackie O. And it has tiles, 1x1 tiles that were very old, but not that old. They were like 20 years old. They weren't all the way back. She put a better floor, but it broke. And we put in the finest marble that you can get. It's called Statuario. It's beautiful. The white with the black, and it's book match. And everybody walks into that room, they say, wow, that's something. That's some difference, right, Steve, between what you had there. You had 1x1 tiles from a box. You buy it from any store, and they flipped them in, and they were all broken. And even in my first term, I noticed, I said, you know, it's embarrassing when people come through that room and then go to the Oval Office. But we also fixed the Oval Office. The Oval Office was in very bad shape, so in many ways. So thank you all for being here. So I'm going to be signing this. Where do you want me to sign it? Over there? You tell me what to do. Okay? Good. Wow. So this is the back piece. This won't be revealed. This is the back of the eagle's head. This is the eagle, exact of the, you look how fine that's cut. When you see it, you won't even believe it. And from the air, it looks so beautiful. But this is the back of the piece, and they flip it and they put it down. So nobody will see that unless in 400, 500 years they start taking it apart. So probably nobody will see it, I guess. Actually, I hope nobody ever sees it, because there's only one reason they'd see it. But I think I'd like to sign it, and I'd like to have some of the main construction guys like yourselves and some of your top guys sign it too. We can sign this whole piece. Then we're going to put the coins. These are special coins we had. And we're going to put the coins along with it. And we may put a couple facing up in some area where you have concrete that's wet. I don't know if you have any of those areas. I'm not sure that you do.
Got some right there for you.
But you could put one of these into the concrete facing up so people see it, because you're not going to find nicer. So they're going to take some of these coins, which are somewhat different. These are coins that, like I gave to the young man the lifeguard who saved the young boy, because he was truly a hero. And these will go like that. These are 3 different coins, all different. Like that, and like that. They're going to be flipped. But I think they're so beautiful that if we find a place on this whole big pad, we could put a few of them facing upward, right?
Sure.
It'd be pretty cool, right?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to ask some of my people to sign this also. I know I'm supposed to sign it, but they've done such a good job. It's such an exciting project. You know, it's a no-story building, but it's as exciting as if you're building a building. And again, they've wanted this for many, many years. The happiest people are the pilots. As great as they are, they say it's great not to be landing on wood or on a piece of steel that they put out for 10 minutes. They literally put it out and then take it away as soon as it was very heavy, and they take it away. They don't have to do that anymore. Okay. I hope this is a good one. This had better be a good one. Even though, in theory, I don't know if anyone's ever going to see it again. That's a beautiful cut. Hey, maybe we should reverse it.
Alrighty, you have been watching the president there speaking from this morning. We now want to turn to even more breaking news, because the president and First Lady Melania Trump are now walking out to their Fostering the Future event. We want to take you there now live at the White House and begin listening in.
Good afternoon. I heard you missed me. Here I am. Welcome to the White House. A warm welcome to our distinguished guests today, Mr. President, my father, Mr. Knaus, cabinet members, Mr. Penske, Mr. Bowles, Mr. Shanks, the talented drivers, our universities, and the remarkable individuals who stand in support of my Fostering the Future initiative. The greatest investment America can make is not in technology, infrastructure, or capital markets. It's our children. We are at the beginning of an era defined by artificial intelligence, robotics, and industries that have yet to be imagined. But America's greatest competitive advantage remains in its own people. Tomorrow's leaders are sitting in classrooms today, including those growing up in foster care. Their capability is no less remarkable. Fostering the future elevates America's youth based on merit and talent, lifting them beyond economic circumstance and every other condition that may limit opportunity. Our mission is simple yet transformational. Provide every young person from the foster care community the chance to earn a college education, launch a meaningful career, and achieve lasting financial independence. Today, Indiana University and Purdue University join Fostering the Future's growing coast-to-coast alliance of leading academic institutions. Congratulations and thank you. Together, they expand a national network of 26 universities that prepare our foster youth to shape America's growth. I'm very proud to share that this last spring, Fostering the Future scholarships supported the education of our first doctor. He will change the lives of so many people. Tomorrow, thanks to visionary partners such as IndyCar and Fox, Fostering the Future graduates will build new companies, launch new industries, and redefine what is possible for all Americans. Fostering the Future is more than an educational initiative. It is generational investment in America's talent pipeline. Every student who graduates strengthens our workforce, accelerates innovation, expands economic opportunity, and reduces long-term dependence on government assistance. The return of this investment is measured not only in lives changed for the better, but in stronger communities, a more competitive nation, and a future powered by American ingenuity. Education is the one asset that can never be taken away. It is the foundation upon which confidence is built, opportunity is created, and the future is invented. And finally, look at this incredible race car, gorgeous and powerful. I'm sure we cannot wait to see it start its engine. Good luck to all of the drivers and teams on Sunday's race. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce a true champion, the chairman of Penske Entertainment and owner of IndyCar, Mr. Roger Penske.
Well, welcome, everyone. What an honor to be here today to represent many of you and the companies you represent, to support the First Lady's program, Fostering the Future. When you think about what the First Lady is committed to in her leadership, her commitment, and also to drive education amongst our younger generation. But you send a powerful message about our country that we are committed to education and fostering the next generation. Our company
and Fox have the same core values, and that's giving back. We're so excited today to be part of launching this commitment to fostering the future. Thinking about the young people that are here today, they're going to be the benefactors, have an education, build a career, and I might say many of them might be the leaders of our country in our business. When I think about the future and I think about what we have today, we will have this weekend 250-mile Freedom Grand Prix. And it will
Alrighty, there you heard from Melania Trump, now college leader, speaking there as the president and the first lady in a series of events known as Fostering the Future. Just one of them being held right now at the White House. We will continue to bring you updates from this event. We are going to sneak in a very quick commercial break. When we come back, we will bring you your hometown, your weather. Stick with us. You're watching Brookland News Live on this Thursday. We'll be right back, you guys. It is time for your hometown. Your weather, school traffic building up there live in Brookland. Thanks to RDOT for allowing us to be able to use that camera, having the camera that we are able to use, I should say. Look at your 3-day forecast, not too bad at all. Sunny skies continue, maybe a few clouds. You see a few clouds there from that Brookland RDOT camera as we go into the next few days. By Thursday, high of 95 and a low of 72. Then by Friday, high of 93 and a low of 70. Temperatures continue the exact same as Friday. On Saturday, high of 93 and a low of 70. Humidity still going to be in the mid 60s, so 65%, but we're about looking at there. Still a hot few days left ahead, so we take a look ahead to what your weekend might look like. If you're planning to step outside of the weekend, I would say that you would be able to do it. I mean, yes, it's still going to be hot. Yes, it's still going to be humid. But we've seen temperatures just like this all summer. So it's something that you are something not to be surprised about, but at least this point maybe slightly used to it all. So a live look there in Brooklyn is school traffic building up once again as we just about approach 3 p.m. here in Brooklyn. Still live from our temporary studio. A reminder that we plan to be back in our regular studio by Monday. So next Monday. So one more day in this studio with just a TV behind me. It's just me and a TV in this room. So we're working on some changes behind the scenes. So I wish it was something crazy like, oh my gosh, we're in a separate studio for some crazy stuff coming for the like you're gonna see on cam. It's literally stuff off cam, and I'll just, I mean, I can say what it is. It's not nothing secretive. It's just so we can have more screens inside our studio. So pretty much you'll have the same background, same everything that you'll see me in every other weekday, except this week, but it'll be a different background, if that makes not background. Oh my gosh, I'm making my thought clear. I'll have 3 screens in front of me, if that makes sense. I'll have a screen up here, 2 screens down there, and we're working on that all this week, and some new equipment that I had to go out and buy. So still waiting on that all to come in. Expected to come in at least by this weekend. That will be ready to go by Monday, back in our home studio. Ready to bring you guys the news, and not in this separate studio here in Brookland News headquarters. Okay, that is going to do it for us this hour. I really appreciate you guys for sticking with us the entire hour. I know we cut early on literally every event we went to, so we'll have more of the big stories tomorrow. The Lindsay Clancy trial did happen today. It did go on today. Just to bring an update on that, only lasted about a 50-minute hearing, not too long at all. Now in its 4th week as the defense continues there. Any big updates when the jury goes to deliberate on all of this, meaning when they go to decide the future of Lindsay Clancy? Was she guilty? Should she be charged? Or was she guilty and truly suffering from postpartum psychosis? So we'll have all of that and more coming up as we wrap up your week tomorrow on Brookland News Live. We'll be right back here tomorrow, again, 2 p.m. So we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Still, guys, I realize when we end at 3, you got a whole day to go still, especially for those people that are late risers during the week. Still got a whole rest of your day to go and evening to go. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.